Welcome to this edition of Southern California Racing with Raz. I'm Gene Woods, and tonight we're going to see the California State Demolition Derby Championship. Let's go to the action.
Thank you, Gene Woods. My name's Scott Delosio. This is the Dodge Trucks Pile Up in Pomona, the California State Demolition Derby Championship. And this is the largest county fair anywhere in the world. And we have about 12,000 fans ready to watch this one. And here we go, Demo Derby style in Pomona. Obviously, the object of what you're watching right now is to wreck the other cars and eliminate the competition. That's why you won't see a lot of small cars out here, a lot of Caddies, a lot of Lincolns, few Chevys, maybe a couple Fords, but big iron is the way to go. The X13 car, that's Billy Altfather from Garden Grove, California. He says he's been in 250 derbies and has posted 100 wins. No offense, I question that seriously. The number 69 car getting in a big hit right there. That's Chris Levitt from Laverne, California, a local guy here at Fairplex, and it's his first ever derby. The number 11 car really gets in some heavy smashing right there. Tearing it up at Pomona. The track, that 11 car, by the way, was Aaron Enborg. I had to look over my sheet to find him. The track, you can see, they water it down pretty heavy. You don't want these guys getting full traction, really tearing into somebody. You water it heavy, that's a safety factor. If this thing had a lot of traction, we'd be running people out of here minute after minute with injuries. Number 777, that's Dan McElderry. He's a 1996 Farmers Fair champion. That's out at Paris, the Farmers Fair in Paris. The 40 machine getting into the middle of the action is Charles Michelson from Upland. This is his second ever Demolition Derby. Now you see these cars getting wrecked right now. What we're going to do, we're going to take the top 4 or 5 cars. They go straight to the main event, might be even a few more. They'll go straight to the main event. All the others, if they can run later, will go to the consolation. And we'll take the top 2 from the consolation and put them into the main event as well. And the main event, that's the California State Championship main event. That's where all the money is. There's a little Camaro out there. Don't see a lot of small cars like that in demolition derbies. Enborg with a big run hits the X13 of Billy Altfather. Enborg now coming across the pitch, and he hits in the front end, that Camaro. That's one of the strategies you use in a demolition derby. You try to take out the guy's radiator, but Enborg hit with his front end. You want to use your rear end to hit somebody's front end, so you take out their radiator, but you don't damage yours. You take out somebody's radiator, the car's going to overheat, and eventually they're going to blow it up and be out. And you can tell, look at the number 40 car right there, somebody got his radiator as he sits on the infield. That's Charlie Michelson from Upland. Enborg gets tagged, tracked very deep right now. Sounds like a dead battery, that little tapping in the background somewhere. Enborg getting tagged again by that big Lincoln Continental. Enborg getting loose. Not a big hit right there, and here comes a Lincoln one more time. The Lincoln's pounding with the front end also. And there's another Camaro out there. What is the deal with the Camaros in Pomona? I don't see that many Camaros in any demolition derbies, and we have 2 here in Pomona. That one is driven by Chris Levitt, and Chris Levitt, geyser time. Somebody got his radiator, he popped a hose. And he is in serious trouble. Either that or the Pope is still alive. Turn on that turn signal, lets everybody know where you're going. That's the 40 car once again, and the 40 machine, that's Chris Michelson in his second ever demolition derby. This event's promoted by Sunnyside Promotions. Bob Basile, the head of Sunnyside. Father Don is the one who started demolition derbies about 50 years ago. And that pretty pink Camaro still in action despite getting popped in the radiator. And a good hard hit takes out a radiator in his own radiator. The number 89 of Ted Zenner, who says he's been involved in racing for 35 years. Demolition derbies, street stocks, figure eights, and steam shows. Once again, this is the Dodge Trucks Pile Up in Pomona, the state championship. Aaron Enborg getting hit again over near the K-rail. And we're getting down to the short strokes of heat race number 1. Good hard hit, takes the deck lid off the 777 car. The 777, that's Dan McElderry. Now you notice, you look in the back of that car where that trunk lid came off, there's no gas tank in there. There's a safety feature. The gas tanks are moved up into the back seats of these machines. And a little bit of flame, that's coming off the starter, so no problem there. When there's a flame in Demolition Derby, it's an immediate stop. And another immediate stop is a checkered flag, and we have that right there. We end event number 1 in our transfers. Chris and James Youngsma, Aaron Enberg, Chris Levitt, Billy Altfather, Dan McElderry, Dan Stoiko, and Ted Zenner. They all go to the main event.
What's your name?
Aaron Enberg.
So what do you like about Demolition Derby?
A lot of aggressions get built up in you for things that have happened, and it's a good way to get it out.
It looks like you bumped a tie rod down there on the front end. Think you gonna be able to fix it and come back?
We're going to try to. It's all we can do.
All right, well, we'll let them get you hooked up. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Jesus.
How you doing?
How you doing? What's your name?
I'm Ted Zenner from Anaheim.
How do you think you did out there in the first heat?
Well, we made the main event, and that's what we came out here to do, and then we'll take it from there. So I did all right out there, had a lot of fun. Got a little wet there for a while, but we kept her going and had a good time. So, and I got to thank all these guys with me, and they're the ones that put this together for me. So.
Hey, you know, this thing doesn't even look that bad.
It doesn't? You got to see it from in here. It looks pretty bad. I got everybody telling me, you're too old for this stuff. I said, oh, well, you're never too old.
They say age and wisdom will always triumph over youth and enthusiasm.
Boy, you got that right, and it's a lot of fun, and these guys see it, and it's fun to watch them have fun putting the car back together.
What kind of strategy do you have when you go out there?
Just try to knock out as many cars as I can.
I mean, is there an area you want to protect on the car, or?
Oh, only the radiator area. Obviously, that didn't take long to take out, so I tried to keep it out of harm's way, and we did the best we could there.
Hey, where's the radiator cap?
Where? I'll tell you in about 5 minutes. Let me get it apart.
Shoved back by the crankshaft?
I don't know, man. I don't know if the crank's still in there either.
Did you guys make the final?
No, we got caught up with another guy in the back bumper, so we're just sitting there like a dead duck the whole time.
So we got to go through the consolation now?
Yeah, working second chance now and see what we do then.
Well, good luck.
We'll need it.
Now for a special treat here at the pile-up in Pomona. The Dodge Trucks pile-up in Pomona. It's the most popular air traffic reporters in Southern California. Let's meet them now.
Scott Rife, KLOS, ABC. Now, I heard you got something going on in the morning with ABC now. What's that about?
That's right, Eyewitness News in the mornings doing the traffic reports, keeping everybody informed.
Yeah, I know you were riding. Well, Garth says you're riding on his coattails, but, you know, I think you're a little higher than he is.
I think I paved the way for Garth. If you talk to Garth, let him know that.
Well, did Mark and Brian help you out, or?
No, they definitely did, man. They gave me my shot and radio, and things worked out. Pretty cool. Looks like maybe I'll be doing the morning show for Channel 7. Flying their helicopter. Pretty cool deal. Yep.
All right.
Just tonight.
Now, have you ever done a demolition derby before?
Never have.
Have you ever seen one in person?
That was the first one that I just watched. It's insane. It's like total chaos.
So did they give you any pointers before you came out here?
Yeah, hit with the rear.
That's a good one.
Hit with the rear.
Hey, your partner over there says he can beat you.
Nah, he's a wimp. He won't last 2 minutes. Don't worry about it.
He said you brought your own helmet.
No, I had to borrow this one. I was going to drive without one.
What's your name?
Jeff Barr, KFWB.
All right, you gonna win?
Oh, of course we're going to win.
All right. What's your name?
Mike Nolan, usually KFI in the sky.
Boy, this is a little different, huh?
This is what I make a living out of covering, except we can't do it tonight.
Now you can say that fender bender down there.
Now I can say I know what it's like.
You gonna win?
I hope so.
Captain Jorge with KBC AM. It looks like you got a competitor out here with ABC here in KLOS. Got right.
Hey, actually, we're a tag team. We're a tag team here. Our first duty is to take out the guy from KFI.
Now, have you ever been in one of these before?
Never.
So, have you ever seen one in person?
I just saw one 5 minutes ago for the first time.
All right, it looks like we're getting ready to go. Thanks a lot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the traffic reporters reporting is what they do on crashes all the time. Now they get to create some, and they got to be pretty much experts on this. The yellow car, that is Jeff Barr, KFWB. And who got the guy? Got to be in the pink car. Boy, that had to be the bad luck. That's Mike Nolan from KFI. And of course, the green car, if you're involved in motorsports of any kind, you know green's bad luck. And that is Chuck Street of KIIS, or if you're from Southern California, KISS Radio. Other competitors out there, Jorge Harim. You've heard of him before, and you've been around Dodger baseball for a long time. His father, Jaime Harim, the Dodgers Spanish announcer who was recently inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And he probably never expected to see his son doing a big one like this. These guys not out here in competition. This is a fun event. Just out here for fun. Doesn't matter who transfers, who doesn't transfer out of this one, because there are no transfer spots. And the crowd loves this one. A big crowd here at the California State Championship. And the green car doing the driving away. And that green machine is Chuck Street. And a good long run by Scott Reef. And it ends up for nothing as he misses everybody. Big Lincoln iron. Slamming here at Fairplex in Pomona. For those of you who don't know where Fairplex is, it is in Pomona. And you just got sandwich in Pomona. And it is the green machine once again, a Chuck Street getting sandwiched. Oh, good hit. Reef, that's the best hit we've seen thus far in this portion of the show. You know, these guys do this, they report on car crashes and helicopters. We should have done this with helicopters. The ratings would have been amazing. Reef seems to be the strongest car out there, and he just piles into Harim. And there goes Reef, smoking big time. He pops a hose of the radiator, let's go. Time to overheat that machine. He sees that on the freeway, and they start hollering, "Sig alert. 5 north, don't go that way." The 11 machine, don't run over your front bumper. You're gonna have a flat tire and you're gonna cause a problem. Somebody tell these guys, don't hit with your front end. It's a demolition derby, it's not the San Diego freeway. You can tell some of the cars starting to sound like fine-tuned machinery. You remember how good these looked off the showroom floor just a few years ago? Dad was so proud when he brought it home to Mom. Look where it's at now. And where it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be in the middle of the junkyard somewhere. And these guys, we say they're air traffic reporters, well, they had to come in style. They all flew in on helicopters, of course, what they cover the Southern California freeways with 5 days a week. And the pink machine, not moving much. He might be eliminated. That's Mike Nolan from KFI. Harim gets nailed in the rear end. That's a rear ender by Jeff Baugh, KFWB News 98. And Baugh loses the front bumper. And all you have to do is not run over the front bumper, because if you do, you're probably going to have a flat tire. And we don't allow you to get out and change your tire. Little ring around the rosy, as Bob Basile likes to say, it's called do-si-do. He told me to say that at a race one time. It's like not in your life. And the yellow machine still running. That is Jeff Baugh, excuse me, along with Jorge Harim. Other 3 cars are stopped. They're on a 2-minute clock. Everybody in demolition derbies, you're in a 2-minute clock. If you do not initiate contact with another car within 2 minutes, you're eliminated. And they're waving at each other right now. That's not how they see people waving on the freeway. They give that one finger wave when they see that going on the freeway. Maybe they'll start that later. That'd be kind of cool. We'd make the news on that one. Air traffic reporters get ticked off at the pileup in Pomona, flip each other off. And the checkered flag goes to Jorge Harim from KABC Radio. So a good job. Listen to the fans in the background. They appreciated this part of the show. It was one heck of a part of the show. First time they brought the air traffic reporters out to the Demolition Derby. And I bet we see a few more of them out here next year. Right now, we're going to go down and talk to some of the competitors, and they are excited, as you can see.
Jorge! Yeah! Come on, pull that helmet off. Let me talk to him, man. Woo! Now, for a man that's never done this before, you sure look like you're having a good time.
Man! Oh, man! I don't know, man. I'm willing to go for a draw, man. This guy, my buddy here from KFWB, Jeff Baugh, gave what for, man. It was a tough battle.
From the winner, we're going to go down to Raz, who has Chuck Street from KISS FM.
Well, did you have a good time?
Well, it was a great time, and I spend my every day trying to avoid these guys in the sky, and then this was really different, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what happened? You got stuck?
Well, I had problems before I started with a low battery, so I think it stalled and I couldn't get it started again. But anyway, it was great to watch from this perspective, I'll tell you.
Well, Scott, you normally sit above the traffic. How is it down in the grid, as you put it?
It's rough down here, boy. It's real rough. I want to stay up high. I want to look down on it. I don't want to be in it.
Well, now you know what the 405 and the 5 is when you're really talking about it and how these guys, you know.
Actually worse than this. For poor guys who got to ride with Jorge, but that was fun. That was
you
really,
represented
really cool.
KLOS ABC or just KLOS tonight?
KLOS radio for the most part, yeah.
And,
Mark and Brian show.
Mark and Brian.
And KFI on the Sky, Coast 103.5.
We're ready to go back to heat race number 2, and that's a Raz video sponsor machine right there. That's number 144, Rick Warner from Ontario. And if you saw Rick Warner at Chino earlier in the year, well, we gave more money. Let's hope he does a little bit better in this one. Heat number 2, once again, we're going to take the top 8, transfer them straight to the main event. And in this one, we have number 5 from Chino Hills, California, driving a 1974 Cadillac, Wendy Kelly. The first woman ever to win a demolition derby, and she did that in 1996 in Chino. And talking about Chino, Bob Basile, Sunnyside Promotions, they start their derbies early in the year, January or February, down at the stadium in San Diego. I believe it's called Qualcomm Park now. Used to be called Jack Murphy Stadium. They've also this year had derbies at Paris Auto Speedway, the Farmers Fair. That's one is called the Double Trouble Demolition Derby, and the Chino Challenge, which has been going on for close to 10 years now. So a full slate of derbies this year with Sunnyside Promotions. The 524 car, we mentioned Qualcomm Stadium down in San Diego. That gentleman won at Qualcomm in 1998. And he's sponsored by Downtown Auto Wrecking, one of the biggest supporters of demolition derbies from out in San Bernardino, California. Honest Steve, the proprietor out there, and a lot of times one of the infield announcers here at the derbies. The 57 machine just getting pushed in the K-rail. And you don't want to hit that stuff, but it does have a lot more give than if we're at a regular racetrack with a concrete wall. That's the number 5 machine, the red and white car. That's Wendy Kelly right there. Sponsored by Flo's Cafe in Chino, California. That's where Wendy works as well. 99 with a big run. 2 station wagons come together. Get the dog out of the back. Station wagons carry a lot of weight. They're really good in demolition derbies. You also notice as you watch, you don't see a lot of hitting in the driver's doors. Once again, safety factor. You hit somebody in the driver's door more than once or twice, you're going to be eliminated. They're going to black flag you. The 99, wow, nice big run on the 99 car. That's Steve Cook from Fontana. He's taking some good, strong shots. And here he goes to the far side once again. Cook will throw in reverse and go hunt for somebody on the other side. And Wendy Kelly gets tagged big time. Once again, here comes Cook. He gets nailed. Just keeps right on plowing through. Oh, man. I think that's my favorite guy of the night. This guy's taking some serious shots at people. Starting to see a lot of parts flying out there. Now you notice this is Fairplex. If you're familiar with Southern California, known as a horse track. We're not actually on the track, we're on the infield. Boy, the horse people would raise some pain about that. Good popping going on. And the 68 machine getting a little hot. I just saw another Raz video car out there. Check out their website, razvideo.com. See all the things they have to offer. And Raz Crew did the custom painting on that car as well. Notice the holes cut in the hood of every single car out here. That's a safety factor. Demolition derbies, you can have more than your share of carburetor fires. The hole in the hood is cut out so we can jam a fire extinguisher in there just as soon as a fire starts and prevent it from getting too big. And we got a lot of dead Detroit iron on that infield now. Here comes a 99 of Cook, still going strong. Wendy Kelly still going strong. And Cook catches a piece of Kelly. Brian Panone in the 54 going by, chased by Keith Bonifet. Oh, nice close-up. That looks to be the 28 car, Manny Hernandez, in his first ever derby. And somebody didn't tell him, don't hit the wall. He is stuck between the K-rail. Hernandez got excited. He's hitting everything in sight. Decides to take out a piece of the wall. You can't eliminate the wall. It'll bite you back every time and kick your butt. Smoking big time, the 24 car. And he just joins the dog pile in the middle right now. There's the 88 machine. That is Brett Jeffers from Pinon Hills. And Bonifed's been around demolition derbies for a long time. Gets a good pop in on somebody. And the 24 continues to smoke. I think we need to bring a few Toyotas and Volkswagens out here. Or a Corvair. Corvair would be awesome in demolition derbies. Dodge trucks pile up in Pomona. California State Demolition Derby Championship still going strong. Still a lot of cars running in event number 2. Looked like a few of them had stalled and weren't moving. They're on that 2-minute clock, but they got going once again. Now, once you're on that 2-minute clock and you don't get that car going, you're eliminated. If your car starts after that, they just don't score you. You're still out. 28 car looking real rough. That's Manny Hernandez. He's the one who got tangled up with the wall earlier. Keith Bonifed. Nice tire. All the parts that you see on these race cars, I can't call them race cars, demolition derby cars, are for sale after the event, by the way. And the cars are for sale too, but most of them end up in the wrecking yard. The T2 car still looking pretty strong. That's Ragin' Chorbajian from Adelanto, California. And a slightly modified front end on Cook's car. Somebody must have really tagged Cook, as he's the one who was nailing everybody with the big long runs across the pitch and hit them with their rear ends. Bonifed not going anywhere. He's on the clock, the 2-minute clock. And a big pop, Richie Altman coming back into the action. Nailing Chorbajian. And once again, a whole bunch of cars are on that clock. And Cook, that's how he ruined the front end. He's hitting with the front end now. And Bonifed gets further and further ground into the slot. The Raz car. That's Warner tangling with Altman. Warner looking pretty good. Car doesn't have a lot of damage. He's one guy at Chino, got the car all torn up, and that car just ran and ran and ran. But in the end, he finally got eliminated. He did a real good job at Chino for Raz Video. Raz Video, one of the major sponsors in demolition derbies, by the way. And Wendy Kelly. Oh, she gets tagged big time in the front end. Look at the right side door. Warner's going to push her all the way back to Chino Hills. Warner going back through the screen, and he's towing Wendy Kelly now. She breaks off. Cook again! This guy's nuts! His neck has to be getting sore, let alone what he's doing to everybody else. I love that guy. Warner taking aim at Wendy Kelly once again. They have their own private battle going on. You can almost look right inside her car. Once again, Warner, and he misses. Missed the PMS machine of Wendy Kelly. And Wendy is just getting nailed from both ends now. There goes Cook. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh! And he lines up Warner, the Raz car. And that's going to be the last hit of our second event. The transfers will give them to you quick. Rick Warner, Brent Jeffers, Wendy Kelly, Craig Chorbajian, Manny Hernandez, Robert Rice, Keith Bonifed, and Steve Cook. Let's talk to these guys.
Gola from Orange, how many times you been doing this?
I've started in the Farmers Fair last year. This is my third derby. Did the Farmers Fair, the LA Coliseum, and then this is the state champion, so I try to get into it and see what would happen. I like doing them, a lot of fun. Go out and take some aggressions out on some cars.
Well, it doesn't look too beat up. Think you're going to be able to make it back?
I'm going to take a look at it once we get in the pit and see what the crew can do and see if we can get it back on the road.
How you guys doing?
All right. Robert Rice, how was this big old caddy out there?
It's doing all right. We took on a little bit of damage, but we'll be back out there to tear some more stuff up.
What kind of damage?
We had changed one rim and tire and got some pretty good quarter panel damage.
No mental or physical damage?
Just maybe upstairs.
Cool. What do you guys look like for the final?
We should be pretty good.
I see they're wrenching on the car. What are you guys doing?
Just tightening up the chains that loosened from the collisions.
Cool. Does that hold everything in place then? Huh?
Yeah. We're going to send it down pit side to a gentleman by the name of Mike Clemente. He finished third at Chino, but they didn't let him race tonight.
So I know there was a little controversy going in. How'd that all work out?
Oh, pretty good. Steve did his job, kicked a good ass and a couple people that deserved it. Number 22, I hope he ends up in the hospital. Whining like a baby all day long. He's getting the shit he deserves.
Now,
that Coors Light. Oh, sorry.
Now you finished what, second or third at Chino?
I finished third.
And
they were afraid of me racing out there, so none of these guys whine like a baby. You know.
So they wouldn't let you race tonight?
That's right. 60X. They got a little worried about me. Don't know why. That's right. Steve's going to take care of them.
Rick Warner, driver of the Raz video entry.
Yeah.
How was it out there?
Intense, man. This was one of the hardest hitting tracks. I thought it was going to be squishy like it was in Chino, but this ain't nothing. It got hard quick down here.
They gave me some information. When you were in Chino, you made it to the final there too, right?
Just a little, the semi.
To the semi.
Yeah, but I had a real good car.
They said you were on the gas and you were doing some ramming.
Real big time, big time.
How's this thing seem for tonight?
I'm pretty impressed. It runs well. It bogged a lot when I lost the tire, but it hit okay. It's pretty good.
You guys prepped the thing and it's ready?
Yeah, yeah. I built them. I built both of the cars with the help of my family in about 2 weeks' time. I got both of the cars from Warner Auto Mart. That's my main sponsor, and Raz Video, Speedy Lubin Tune in Fontana, man, all these guys. This is what it's all about.
You guys, I see you doing some work on it. You guys getting ready for the final right now?
I only lost 2 tires, so that's minor. I saved my radiator, so I don't even have to pop the hood.
Leave it on.
I don't have to. As soon as I get the wheels back on this, I got to make a quick run around, see if I need to cut up anything, and then we got to go to work and get the other car. It took a little more damage.
We're ready to go right now with what we call the last chance race. The cars in this one did not transfer out of their heat races. They had to go back to the pit area, get fixed up, come back out here for the last chance race, and it's exactly what it means. You don't transfer out of this one, it's your last chance. You transfer to the trailer and go home. And once again, you can see they've watered the racetrack, started to get a little bit dry, and that gives too much traction, gets a little bit dangerous. So they put a little bit of water in, the tires spin, and you don't hit as hard or as fast, and you're less likely to injure another driver. Ken Gilbert from Indio, that's a good-looking station wagon, the red, white, and blue. Look at the 22 car. Yeah! Don't hit anybody else. Take yourself out. He wins the Genius of the Night Award. And the K-Rail goes down. 88 car decides not to take it out on anybody else. Check that, that's a 22 car. Hits the K-Rail and takes himself out. I like that. And he's a banker during the week. The 524 car back out there, Richie Altman, once again sponsored by Downtown Auto Wrecking, the Jaws machine. That's Milton Eisenhower, Milton Eisenhower. Ooh, the Fairplex 00 Camaro gets slammed into the K-Rail. What are they doing with Camaros in a demolition derby, man? They're too small. Got to get that big Detroit iron out there. And the 9 car, that's Joey Boucher from Torrance doing some serious damage. Joey's driving a 79 Caddy tonight. Now we're talking about a 79 Caddy, and you look around, word just came up in the booth. Some of these cars are starting to dry up, and you're buying it just to come out here and wreck it. We might have a lot of Camaros. That might be the big iron in demolition derbies in about 5 or 6 years. Notice the immense amount of drive that Camaro's got going. Yes. And he drives that far to do absolutely nothing. You know, sometimes you can hear in the background tonight a legend announcing this event, Larry Supermouth Huffman, who has done just about every motorsports event there is to do. And he is the announcer here at the California State Championship at Fairplex. Good pop being put on there. And here comes the number 54 car, and that is driven by Brian Panone from Rancho Cucamonga. 3 years demolition derby experience, a 69 machine. That's Johnny Valdez in his first ever demolition derby, and Johnny's a local guy from Ontario, California. And the 9, Joey Boucher slashes in there. That's Mike Owen from Ontario in his second ever derby in the 10 car. getting to the short strokes on the last chance race. I want to see the guy in the 22 again take on the K-Rail. 69 car, that is still looking clean, and check out the rear end bounce. Hey, we're here at Fairplex, and this is not the only motor event that happens here year-round in February or October every year. You have the Winter Nationals and the Winston Finals in NHRA Championship drag racing. The Porsche Corvette Swap Meet. That's promoted by George Cross & Sons. It happens about 8 times a year. That's all here at Fairplex, the fair. As we told you earlier, the biggest county fair in the world every September. There's always something going on at Fairplex. And tonight, we're tearing up some Detroit iron. I guess if you needed parts for your car for this Demolition Derby, a great place to go would be the Porsche Corvette Swap Meet. It's called the Porsche Corvette Swap Meet, but they have everything you need for any brand of car you need. And you can see a lot of these cars need a lot of parts. We're just about the end of our last chance race. And there goes the horn right there as a 69 bounces through the screen. We'll give you the transfers real quick once again. Johnny Valdez, Joey Boucher, Richie Altman, Brian Panone, Ken Gilbert, Mike Owen, Charlie Michelson, and Milt Eisenhower. Let's talk to these guys again.
So what's your name?
Yeah.
Matt, what happened there?
Well, I had a hard hit against the K-rail there. I was coming down as fast as I could get. I went to hit this guy in the rear end, and then he pulled up in front right when I was turning sideways. I lost it, hit the K-rail, and then I got nailed in the front end.
So what took you out? I mean, it looked like you're going strong.
A little bit of self-destruction there on the K-rail, and then this guy, I think it was this pink car here that got me right in the hood. And the K-rail didn't take me out, but it was when the radiator blew. That's where I lost it.
Now, with that being out, you didn't get. This isn't going to give you a chance to come back, is it?
I don't think so. This is already the semifinals, and we only had about 5 minutes to get ready for this, so I don't know.
How many of these you done before?
This is it. This is first chance.
Joey.
Yeah.
Made it out of the semi.
Yeah, I'm so stoked, dude.
Hey, this thing don't look too bad.
No, I'm loving it, man.
You ready for the final now?
Yeah, buddy.
Old motocross racer, huh?
Oh yeah, from way back.
What do you think about these demo derbies?
They're awesome, dude. Most adrenaline rush ever.
These guys are nuts, aren't
Total adrenaline rush.
And you know what? You fit right in.
Oh yeah, I'm a nut.
Yeah. What is this, Cadillac?
Yep, Cadillac, 69 Cadillac for my buddy Big Steve. He's the man.
Got any tricks?
Just kick ass, ram people. I don't really have a trick. This is my second one ever. Anyway.
Hey, good luck in the final.
Hey, thank you very much, man. Kick ass, Raz, man. Raz is happening.
What's your name?
Bobby Baldwin.
So how many of these you been in before?
First one.
How many more are you going to be in?
I don't know.
Looks like you got pretty beat up. What's this, a V6?
I have no idea.
Somebody just gave it to you and said, here, you drive it?
Yeah, for fair.
All right, well, it looks like they got you hooked up and ready to go. We'll talk to you later.
Talking to the Speedway Volunteer Fire Department. Demo Derby guys. You like them?
Yeah, we love them.
You go to all of them?
Yes, sir.
You go to all the demo derbies?
We go to Orange Show, and we do the Pomona drag strip out here. And we do DD, that's Destruction Derby.
Now, what's your guys' job, basically?
Firefighters and paramedics.
So one of these cars catches on fire, you guys dive in there?
Yes, sir.
You ever drive one?
No, sir.
You're not that nuts, huh?
No, sir.
We're ready to go with the California State Championship final. Larry Huffman, the announcer, counting them down. And the winner of this one not only gets a big trophy and the title state champion, they get the biggest paycheck of the night. I want to thank our guys who have been helping with the interviews tonight down on the infield. Of course, Raz is with us at every event. Cameraman extraordinaire Rick Martinez, and Gene Woods, a former Speedway motorcycle racer who has sat in a sprint car recently and driven some race trucks. And Woods, Woods actually did a couple Demolition Derbies a few years ago. But now it's time for the big boys in the Demolition Derbies, and that's Rick Warner, the Raz machine right in front of you. More cars out in the middle right now than we've had all night long. 24 cars start this main event. Now in our heat races in our last chance race, we just whittle it down to the final 8. In this one, we're going to go till there's only one car left running, and he will be the state champion. Now I'm looking for the 99 car. That's my favorite. That's Steve Cook from Fontana. That's the guy who was chewing everybody up in that heat race. And the 28 machine gets a love tap in the 28, driven by Manny Hernandez. You remember Manny earlier? He's the guy who tangled with the K-rail and got caught. And you notice the front of Manny's car, all it's going to take are 1 or 2 good blows. No bumper, no protection on the radiator. There he is. Here comes Cook, and that car's taking a beating. I don't think he's going to hit anybody as hard as he did earlier. You go back in the pit area between heats in the T2 car. That's Chorbajian. He's got some hot water coming out of that machine. You go back in the pits after a heat race or after the last chance race, and these guys are fine-tuning these machines to the max, usually with a cutting torch and a sledgehammer. And everybody, one thing all these guys bring to Demolition Derby, spare parts. You'll always find extra tires, wheels, and radiators. 89 car caught in a sandwich in the 89 tonight, being driven by Ted Zenner. Ted was a guy who said he's been involved in racing for 35 years. Had a good interview with Gene Woods and Ted Zenner earlier in the night. The 13 car, no bad luck on that machine as he goes to join the fray. And that is one of the top guys in Demolition Derbies on the West Coast. That's James Youngsman from Pixley, California. He has wins throughout the state. Once again, the winner is the state champion. We pay 5 positions in the main event. The X13 nails Joey Boucher. And a big traffic jam up by the K-rail at the north end of the track. Big time traffic jam down there. This end got a little bit of run room to go plow into somebody. Joey Boucher gets nailed by the 89 car. The number 11. There's a 222. That's the guy who tangled with the K-rail in the last event. K-rail won, but he's back for the main event. Still has a chance of being the state champion. And Keith Bonifed's going to run him back into the K-rail. And the number 99, Steve Cook. They're about ready to blow taps on that station wagon. The 28 machine, Hernandez, going up in smoke. And this is about the time in the main event when cars start dropping like flies. Joey Boucher, that was a hit on the door. He's got to be careful about that or he's going to get knocked out. And Borg going across the infield. Catches a piece of Wendy Kelly, and that 5 car earlier in the night before we joined the show won the best appearing car contest. How to beat out Bonifed's car. That 33 was a good looking machine at the start of the night. And the graveyard grows on the center of the track. The 69 car, the rear end gone in that machine, bouncing all over the place. And Boucher's really been the top hitter in this main event. He is now slowed down to a crawl. That's a number 9 machine right in front of you. And his car now goes a little sideways as he takes off. The 88 car, sponsored by Walnut Valley Auto Body, but don't tell anybody, they're not proud of the way that thing looks. But if they can fix that and sell it to you as a nice used car, they're doing their job. That's Wendy Kelly. As we told you earlier, the first ever lady to win a Demolition Derby. Don't think she's going to repeat that tonight. Bonifed, now we told you earlier about the gas tank being moved out of the rear end. You saw, and you can see on the T2 car, man, if that gas tank had been in the area it normally is in a car without being modified, those cars would have barbecued, or we should say carbecued, a long time ago. Bonifed, that's the blue car right in front of you. X13 still going strong. In fact, the X13 and the 89 car both look to be in good shape. If this looks like chaos, you're 100% right. This is chaos. Kelly getting nailed out of the way once again in the PMS machine. The 69X. The reason we have an X on it, we have 2 69s here tonight. That's Mark Levitt. Check that, Chris Levitt. Mark Levitt, his brother, was supposed to drive it, pulled out and turned it over to Chris. Oh, plow with that front end, and plows into the X13 with the front end. If you're gonna plow somebody in the front end, you need those old cars like an old taxi cab. That'd be a heck of a Demolition Derby with those. You know, one of the wildest Demolition Derbies ever staged took place at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. I'm not 100% sure on this part, but I think it was on the same day that Evel Knievel did a jump there promoted by J.C. Agajanian. This is about 25, 30 years ago. What they did is they brought in the guys like Mario Andretti, A.J. Foyt, the Unser brothers. They had a one-heat demolition derby driving used Rolls Royces and Cadillacs. As we said earlier, we started with 24 cars. We're going to whittle this main event down to only one running. It doesn't matter how badly it's running, there's only going to be one left. And I'd say we probably have about 8 cars still going. Listen to that one in the background. Boy, that sounds good, doesn't it? Tuned by accident. And you can tell the hits, these cars, once they get closer to the end of the final derby, these cars start hurting real bad. And the hits get slower, but you got to get it down to one car. The X13 with another pop there. That's Billy Altfather. You know, well, look at the bumper on that. I like that. I like that. Tied with a chain to the back. Something that's been kind of nice here about Pomona tonight, not a lot of fires. Usually at demolition derbies, you see your fair share of carburetor fires. I haven't seen one yet tonight. All these cars before, they're allowed to compete, are teched, and they're teched very heavily to make sure nobody's cheating on one account, and the other factor is a big-time safety factor. Drivers' IQs are not checked before this because you have to be half crazy to get involved in something like this. And through the steam and the mud, we're getting closer to only having one car left running. And that X13 still going strong. Lining somebody up, gets a piece of him. Look at the car backs into him, can barely move now, but the guy's going to keep on going. One station wagon, I believe, actually 2 station wagons still in competition. No Camaros left. The 2 left are the X13. That is Billy Altfather and the number 50, Robert the Wrecker Rice. We haven't said a lot about Rice, but he's going strong right now with Altfather. We've already decided 5th place. That's our first paying spot, our last paying spot. That's Chris Youngsma. 4th is Rich Altman. 3rd is James Youngsma. It's down to 2 cars, Altfather and Rice. And you look out there right now, no, this is Pomona. It's not Bosnia. Rice getting another plow in. Rice claims to have won over 100 demolition derbies in his career. And he's getting downright serious. Wow, what a pop he's putting on there. That car still has a lot of oomph left in it. Rice going hunting. And the crowd's starting to come alive. He's really smacking these guys. And he's just asserting himself. There's the X13. That's Altfather. He's got to get moving. He's on the clock or he's going to finish 2nd to Rice. And Rice goes and collects Altfather. Not a big hit on that one, but looking like it's going to be the Wrecker to take the win. Unless a miracle happens and Altfather gets going, it's going to be Robert the Wrecker Rice. And he is wrecking everybody right now. The big kid on the block, Rice, coming to this event from Hawthorne, California. Says 90 wins in competition, won the 1996 Southern California Championship at Anaheim Stadium. Now the car he's tagging has already been on the clock. That car is already out. We're waiting on the X13 to see if he can get running. And Rice, rear end way up in the air, and that is a checkered flag, and the Wrecker, Robert Rice from Hawthorne, is going to be the state champion. Robert Rice is our 1st place finisher. Finishing 2nd was Billy Altfather. James Youngsma was 3rd, 4th, Richie Altman, and 5th, Chris Youngsma. Right now, we're going to go down trackside in just a few seconds, I should say, and we're going to talk to our top 3 survivors and the new California State Demolition Derby champion.
James, 3rd place California State Demo Derby. What do you think?
Great. Wow.
You survived, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
What took you out?
Fuel line, I think, or something. It ran out of fuel.
Ran out of fuel, huh? Yeah. You got a strategy for next year to win this thing?
go at it the same way again. Have fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Bill, what do you have to say about the second place? Good going, buddy.
Hey, I'd like to thank a couple of people. I'd like to thank my son, my wife, and my kids. They put this car together for me, and they made it possible for me to be here.
Well, you sure played a heck of a game there. I didn't know if you were going to pull it off or win the thing or what, but congratulations on second place.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Robert Rice, you just won the California State Demo Derby Championship. Congratulations.
Thanks. I haven't been in arenas too much, but I do a little bit of driving all around downtown Auto Wrecking. Gives me cars when I need them. Trying to pick up other sponsors, but we'll see it. Maybe go other places.
Hey, spectacular job. You guys are doing some serious ramming out there towards the end.
Yeah, I was trying to go all the way up over the hood and make the crowd just go crazy, but it wouldn't go. It was getting up there, but not high enough.
If nothing else, you got the best shot of the night on the guy.
Oh yeah, at least to his dashboard.
Were you nervous when you were caught up on the back of the car at one time? You had your wheels up in the air?
I just play it by ear. Let's see if he gets started, and if he turns the wheels, I tried to turn the opposite way and just try to get unhooked. Hopefully we're not hooked chain to chain.
Big money winner. Your car doesn't look that bad. You're probably going to drive this thing home, huh?
Yeah, I think I'll give it to the guy that helped me the most, Keith. He wants the Derby. He ain't never did it, so he's probably got this ride.
Congratulations once again. California State champion.
Thank you.
If you want to see more exciting Demolition Derby action, just check out a Sunnyside promotion event when it comes to a town near you, or dial us up on the internet, razvideo.com, to see our full catalog of Demolition Derbies. My name's Scott Delosio. I want to thank you for joining us, and thanks to the entire Raz crew. We've had a wreck of a good time.